We're going. We're live. Three, 5, 7. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do introduction. Start with you. Name and instrument you play.
Okay. I'm Will, and I play. I play the axe. Yeah, that's right. I play the axe, and then I play the keys too.
I'm Panda, and I play the bass guitar.
And I'm Jeff, and I'm that guy in the back, the drummer.
The guy that's always covered by the guitarist or the
Yeah,
bassist.
especially on a small stage, it's kind of awkward. But
Yeah. Well, you're 3-piece. That's
Yeah,
nice. You
yeah.
have a little more room.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
How do you? Is it Phantomelo?
That's
Phantomelo.
it.
Okay.
You did it.
How did you come about that name? Where did
Panda.
the name come from?
Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you probably couldn't hear us.
Way better now.
So, we came up with a couple of names. Will wanted to call us Panda Party, but I thought that was kind of a gimmick. And so, I thought of the name Phantomelo because, when you're like laying down in your bed and you're listening to the fan blow in your face, and you kind of start to zone out on the fan noises, and then you hear the drums playing, and then you hear the guitar playing. And then on top of it, you hear a melody and just have this whole production coming from the fan. So that melody that you hear on top of everything is the phantom melody. So I said Phantomelo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow,
In
that's
Italy,
very
in
cool.
Italy, we're called Phantomelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to go on tour
and
in Italy.
Latin America as well. Phantomelo.
that is
But-
amazing.
Sounds a little cooler.
Well, added flair. I like that, man.
So how'd you guys meet each other? Start this band?
Well, so I was just getting into I was just getting out from this band that was all right called Daisy. We did okay, we had a song on NPR. It was cool. It was a good experience. But I was sort of looking. I mean, it was kind of coming toward the end of that, and I saw that, and all of a sudden I was like checking out Facebook, and she was like, "Hey, I just quit my band, but I'm looking to expand and like do something new." So I was like, "Hi, Panda, it's me, Will," and then that was the start of that relationship.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Facebook will do it.
That's it.
Back in the day, it used to be Craigslist for me.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do
Yeah.
that as well.
Yes.
Craigslist. But I will say one more thing. Every band that I've been in DFW has always had people in it from Arlington. I don't know what it is about it. There is something special about this city in that way. Like, it just breeds, like,
crazy.
great musicians.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's not about that.
Hometown.
That's true.
Shout out.
Yeah, Arlington.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
cool.
if I'm in Arlington, then yeah. No, totally kidding. No, I suck.
But, so the night that we decided to meet up, she was like, "Hey, I got this friend, he's a drummer. I'm going to bring him too." And
Yeah, because we used to work together, and I thought that he just needed a drummer to play a few shows, like just help him out, fill in. I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. I jokingly said, if he's got a drum set, I'll come play, because I didn't have one at the time, because I sold mine.
I was like, boom,
And he
done.
was like, okay, I got one. I was like, because I've been in a lot of bands, but I've gone like 3-4 years without playing in a band. I even sold my drum set. I kind of forgot about it for a bit. But I was like, okay, I'll come fill in. And then we sat down that night, and then we were talking about future projects. I was like, wait a minute. Like, we're actually going to start the band? And he was like, yeah. I thought she was just, like, connecting the two of us. I didn't know that she was going to be in the band. And it was just kind of awkward. I was like, oh, we're actually starting a band.
Yeah.
And
Slowly.
it's a little weird.
Yeah, it all started with, we just chilled out in the back patio,
Yeah.
like, with all the mosquitoes and crazy spiders and all that. And, we just listened to music for a while and just like bonded over.
Talked about what ideas were coming, what
Yeah.
kind of sound we want to make.
That's
And-
awesome, man.
Following week, we got our first practice and it was dope, so we decided to do it. It was cool. Sad dap, dude.
That's so easy. That happens so.
Yeah.
But y'all were in
Yeah.
a lot of.
But him and I didn't know each other
Yeah.
at all. They barely knew each other. So we like gained our chemistry, friendship wise and music wise, like as we're going
Yeah.
along. Like the more we spent time together. So it was kind of weird. Like I never knew who he was, and we're making music together.
Yeah.
So it took us a little while to gain traction, but all three of us are a little weird and very eccentric and just like to be random and funny. So we bring that to our music, and it just helps us stand out and create our own sound.
Dude, nice.
Yeah.
I think so.
Very cool. That's what it's about. Having
Yeah.
your own sound. You don't
Having
sound like
fun,
somebody
just
else.
being
Yeah,
weird,
Have
you know?
fun, yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
definitely try to be as weird as possible, you know, on stage, because you know that's the thing. It's called a show, right?
Yeah.
And it's not called a listen.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, like when you go to a show, 80% of people's perception is visual.
Yeah.
So you got to do some weird stuff.
You're performing. You're kind of,
Yeah.
you know, people don't want to. I don't know. They
Yeah.
want to just go up there.
I mean, there's a lot of talented people
Yeah.
who just get up there and literally sing and play guitar. That's awesome. But
Yeah.
that's not who we are. Or
Plus,
what
we use a
wanna
lot of
be.
lights and like fog machine, and just we really create an atmosphere with our music,
That's awesome.
visually and sonically.
Bubble Machine coming next.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yes. Yes.
That would be awesome.
2019.
Edible.
Yeah,
It's
right.
an edible bubble machine. So the
Oh.
crowd, yeah.
Champagne
Nice.
bubbles, dude.
Everyone's
Just flooding
involved.
above.
Don't get in your eye though. That it hurts. It hurts.
What are the bands and type of music y'all bonded over together?
Man, that's the thing
That's
is
good.
Yeah,
we're
we all
so
have different
different.
Yeah.
But what I've liked is every band I've ever been in, I had to conform to that kind of music, like reggae band, rock band. You know, like just I didn't get to play the kind of music I wanted to play, or at least the rhythms and the drum things that I wanted to play. So even though we have 3 different styles of music that we listen to and like, we get with our songs, we get to like just make our own sound within it, you know, and it doesn't clash. You know, like I have a very progressive kind of drumming, but I have to kind of tone it down for our music, but it still works really well whenever it needs to be. It's kind of busy, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But
Well,
So
it's
definitely-
very tasteful.
Go ahead.
It's just very tasteful. What you know, you're
Yeah.
not too aggressive. But when you get there, it's like,
Oh,
whoa, shit! You
Yeah.
don't even know you can bust that out.
Yeah.
You just went crazy.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's kind of awkward when we like show each other songs or like go to shows because not all 3 of us are always into what we're seeing or hearing, but it works.
But we definitely have a few, like, I guess, common denominators. I would say the OCs,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Just kidding.
I really don't.
But, I don't know. I guess, like, the way we describe our sound is sort of gothic, psychedelic surf rock.
It is.
It started with surf rock.
Yeah, it
The
did.
first night that we sat down, like outside at his house, we talked. Surf rock was the main thing we wanted to do. And then with our weirdness and progressive kind of style of songwriting, it just turned into kind of psychedelic.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then
It's
gothic.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
We didn't play any of our. What's cool is we have our own sound, but every song's a little bit different. And we didn't play any of those songs here today, but some of our songs have this kind of gothic feel to it. It's
Mhm.
like gothic rock. It's weird.
I can just from what I heard though, I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, okay,
Yeah.
I can get that.
Yeah,
It's fun to, like, put your foot into, like, a new territory and see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
fun. And it keeps the music stimulating for all of us, I think. And that's... it's
Yeah,
cool.
our shows are very much a roller coaster, you know. And so, like I was saying earlier, some of the people in the audience don't really know how to receive our music. So sometimes after a song, they don't really know what to do. But
It
that's a
keeps
good
them-
thing.
It keeps them on their toes because they don't know what to expect next. you
Or
know?
what had just happened.
Yeah. One
It's
of
a
our
good show.
Yeah, one of our specialties is like novelty songs.
Mhm.
So like at live shows, like we'll go into like a like pretty metal song, and then we'll hit a couple more songs that are just sort of like, you know, keep the show
Nice.
going, and then all of a sudden we're playing like a bossa nova song.
Yeah, like this Latin song that has flutes and,
Yeah,
and xylophones
So
in it.
cool.
It's pretty good.
How did y'all land on surf? Like, what would y'all? How did y'all?
That was all him. That was his idea.
I just okay, so I discovered waves like 5-6 years ago. I know that's like kind of late, but I fell in love with what they're doing, and it's that lo-fi, like high energy, surfy music that just it gets you amped up, you know. And that's kind of the show that I enjoyed going to the most. Like I went to go see Waves at the Door, I think, in Dallas a couple years ago, and it was so awesome that I just was like, I want to do something like this.
Let's go.
And then they all loved it too, so there we are.
What's
That's
what's some of y'all's favorite shows? We'll start with you. Like favorite show you've ever seen, another band, whether it's local or national.
So national, I mean, I have to say, I mean, I know this is like kind of a cop out, but they're an amazing band. Radiohead.
Oh, no.
They,
talking to Radiohead fans.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jealous, man.
I've
Shit.
seen them twice now.
Oh man,
And-
nice.
I didn't realize my favorite moment of the Radiohead set was gonna be Fake Plastic Trees, both times.
Both times.
Both
Oh,
times.
shit, nice.
Yeah, Johnny Greenwood like plays like these notes, and he's like just touching, and you can hear this like obviously the space echo, and it sounds like a submarine or something like
Oh, shit,
underwater
dude.
doing like sonar. It was so cool.
Where did you see him?
So the first one was called Super Pages, and the next one was at American Airlines.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
I wanted to see him at ACL a few years
Oh,
ago.
yeah,
I was really
of course.
upset I missed out on that.
Yeah.
I've never seen him.
but they're like a big inspiration to me because they start somewhere, and then they progress as a band, album to album, and they move different areas, and they don't just go to a new area, they master a new area.
Yeah.
And that to me is like that's what I would strive to be in every aspect of my life. You know?
Saying that earlier, it's like you trying to have a sound that's yours, unique to you, but not where all your songs sound the exact
Exactly.
same. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a tough balance.
You
It
wanna-
is. It's
You
hard.
want to be the band with one long song.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear a band play for like 13 minutes or something, they're like, "That's our first song."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one song. Like, what? Oh my god. We go see King. Have you heard of King
Yes.
Gizzard and the Lip?
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
God, I love them
They're
so,
so cool.
much.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
good.
King Giz is so
People
good.
are always like, "Is this the same song?"
I know.
What song is this now?
It's been like 20
I'll be quick
minutes.
with mine. It's cliche to them, but my biggest inspiration ever in my life was Dream Theater. And like the second I heard them, that changed my life. And the way I drum today, I completely like. It's just the biggest inspiration in my life, and I finally got to see them live.
Oh, man,
So that was probably the best show I've ever been at, just because it kind of completed me.
When was that? Where was it?
It was in Grand Prairie, the Verizon Theater or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
ironically, I love them because their songs are so long. So their longest song is 43 minutes long.
Holy
A whole album.
It is.
What song is the whole
It's a whole album.
what?
But it's just like they have orchestras, with their shows, and it's just incredible. So Dream Theater for me.
43 minutes.
For me, it's Grizzly Bear, the best show that I've seen. Yes, they played my favorite song on the encore, and I melted immediately. Is All We Asked? You guys listen to Grizzly Bear?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone knows what is that one song? 2 Weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a
Yeah,
song in a
that's-
commercial.
Yeah, that song is on everything. 2 Weeks. I love it though. It's great.
Good song.
What is Johnny Greenwood one of your top guitarists you influenced by or inspired by?
Yeah, because he doesn't necessarily just play music. He like creates noise, and like there's so much
Contributes to the song.
emotion that can be, produced with noise.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
very true.
it's like controlled noise.
He has a very when you watch them live, he just kind of looks like he plays the guitar
Yeah.
differently than most people.
Yeah.
Just has a weird way of
Yeah.
it's
He's
cool,
great though. I love. He did the whole soundtrack for There Will Be Blood,
Yes.
and
That's amazing. I
it's
know
just
that.
cool, man. Like
seen
he
it, I
does,
know that.
he dabbles in everything, and he like gets these weird instruments. Like he got on that recording of the national anthem.
Oh, yeah.
He's using like this 100-year-old instrument, synthesizers. One of the first synthesizers ever made. There's only like 3 of them left in the world,
Jesus.
and they're like $50,000 or something
I can
like that.
believe that.
Yeah.
I can definitely believe
But
that.
he like gets these weird instruments, and he like tries to do something with it. I love that. I love that. It's cool. It's
All those-
inspiring. man.
All those Euro rack. And,
Yeah.
Man, that stuff is a
Oh,
whole
man,
other
it's
planet.
just-
It's a whole other planet. There is something he said though. He was like, he said, I would much rather listen to a composition of music than a 1 to 2 minute guitar solo that you can almost hear what he's gonna play next. He's much more about the overall picture and
Yep.
atmosphere of
story.
what you're creating.
Exactly.
Okay, here's my turn. No,
Yep.
it's step back, and that's why I feel like he has a certain way he plays is because he's contributing to the sound of the music, the
Yep.
song. Not just his part in the song.
Oh yeah.
It's thinking bigger than
Creating the whole world behind the music,
That's it.
and that's the opportunity when you write a new piece or a new song, is that's your world over the span of like 3 minutes, or whatever it is, it's so
your
cool.
Snow globe.
Yeah,
Shake it.
shake it up, man. Yeah.
What would be your top bass players you're inspired by?
I would say, and I don't like him because he's really egotistic, but he's a damn good bass player to me, is Roger Waters.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I love those octaves and those fits.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All about
he's
that.
great. Yeah, very good. That's a good
Yeah.
choice. And
Mike
decent voice.
Portnoy,
Mike
Uh,
Portnoy, okay.
the drummer for Dream Theater.
Oh well, there you go, dude. Very nice. Very nice.
And I also like studio session drummers too. So I
Like,
don't really have like, if I like a band, I like them for the band, not so much for the drummer, except for Dream Theater. But yeah, so if you want me my favorite, they're all like studio session drummers.
gotcha.
They're the ones going crazy, doing the most like interesting drum
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, because I was in drumline in high school, so I love like fast rudiments. I like people that I can tell they know the different rudiments and like not just doing grooves, you know. So if I see someone do that, but very technical, that piques my interest.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
like Darren King.
Mhm.
Very-
When did you learn your instrument?
For me, it was in the womb. I heard my mom's drum beat. I
Heartbeat.
was like, her drum beat.
She played
Heart
drums, maybe? You heard it?
Her heart does.
That's awesome. That is pretty cool.
Well, for me, my dad was a musician growing up. He didn't really like make it that much anywhere. I love you, Dad. Sorry. Hold on, cut that out. Okay, so my dad was a musician growing up, and he was really good. He traveled a lot, but I would always be that kid playing with pots and pans when I was younger. So he could tell I had rhythm. So for Christmas, when I was 6, he bought me a drum set and my brother a good bass guitar, hoping we'd be like that family band type thing. My brother played for like a week, his bass guitar, never touched it again, and then I never stopped. So by the time I was in middle school band, I had already been drumming for 4 or 5 years.
Oh well, nice.
So what you're saying is you were probably the favorite.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
No question. But yeah,
Oh, gosh.
long time.
What about you?
So I started playing the piano when I was about 5, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
It's like
My dad was like,
classical.
yeah, classical.
That's
And
how you have to start
nothing
with that.
against, like,
Yeah.
I like it now, but my dad went to the Royal College of Music, and he was a cellist.
Oh, nice.
So he was, really good, and he tried really hard to make us fall in love with classical music. Of course, transferring generation to generation, that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I absolutely hated playing the piano, and my dad would be over, watching over my shoulders, making sure I was getting the right notes, because he was really good, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna make sure I'm getting it right. But what changed everything was I had this really great piano teacher. His name was Mark Gowan, and he showed me the world of jazz, and that changed everything for me. I was like, music can be fun. I didn't even know. And like from there, I just started playing music, and then I got into like Metallica and Alice in Chains and all these heavier bands. 8th grade, I discovered Radiohead, and they just destroyed my entire world. It's like started from scratch, and I just picked up a guitar, started learning how to play it, realized I probably shouldn't be playing other people's songs and compositions because I always mess it up. So I started writing my own, because you can't really mess up your own songs,
Yeah.
So,
You gotta teach yourself to be creative.
Yeah.
You can't just play someone else's
See,
music.
and that was
your
my
entire
problem
life.
is I grew up so many years in my room drumming to other people's songs that when I finally was like in my late teens and wanted to make my own original music, I had the talent, I just never practiced being creative in that sense. So yeah, definitely shot myself in the foot just drumming other people's music.
Just not drumming to music too. Drummers who are just in their room drumming.
Yeah.
It's like you are you gonna play in a band? You gotta apply it to something.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
But do you guys have any albums online anywhere? You're gonna be recording?
So we've already finished recording our single, which is called Gun Love, and we're making a little video pretty soon too. But we finished recording. We're aiming for a release this month. So
But just like I said, how we're different in all aspects. Instead of like an album or EP, we're kind of going back to the cassette tape. where we have an
Nice,
A and a
dude,
B track.
Mhm.
Nice.
So basically it's
Yeah.
2 songs at a time.
Yeah.
Vinyl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We were thinking about vinyl, but it's super expensive.
You know it.
Yeah.
Fucking know
Uh,
it.
Gypsy Sun Revival
Yeah.
had a pretty crazy story. They were
Yeah.
partnering with somebody in Germany.
Whoa.
Like a label.
Yeah, it's like.
And they sent them. They got the connection through wherever they recorded. The guy
Yeah.
knew them, but the label like sent them. They paid for all the vinyls. That's one of their
The
vinyls.
Sony
But they paid
records,
for it, like 300
Berlin.
copies or something.
Berlin.
What?
On
I
the
like
back.
this design. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Like I
That is
can't imagine.
really
That's
cool.
so much
Shout out
money.
To
to
Gypsy Sun Revival.
Very
That's
sad.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Gotta make your plug, dudes.
You always look back at those old school. You always look back at those old school, just their releases, their whole catalog, and you see those A, B, just 2 songs. and
Yeah.
we forget it's like they're releasing cassettes and vinyl and
Yep.
stuff like that.
That's
so,
it.
yeah.
But we do have a really cool upcoming show at a new venue here in Arlington called Growl, associated with Division Brewery.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys
okay.
played there, but it is
Mm-mm.
awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
Very
good.
intimate.
Very intimate.
So what Growl is like?
That's the name of the venue. It's like right, like maybe a stone's throw from the brewery.
Okay.
And it's run by Wade and David, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're playing with Vodio and Henry the Archer. So
Oh,
we're
very
stoked
nice,
about
man.
that. 2 great bands
HTA,
from
yeah.
this neck of the woods, and we're all about that.
And when is that show?
June 23rd.
I was hoping they knew because I didn't.
So.
I forgot.
June 23rd.
June 23rd.
What's
Yeah.
what would be y'all's most embarrassing mistakes on stage live?
Whoa.
Okay, so I have a Jag, and that's what I play on stage, and there's
Oh,
a lot
nice.
of switches on there. Okay, so there's like something called the kill switch, and if you accidentally hit that, you just go silent completely. And it's really great when that happens, like in the middle of like a huge guitar part where everything's supposed to be like, and you just hit that, and it's just like empty, and it's just like drums,
Yeah.
bass for a second.
Or like a few shows ago, like right in his guitar solo, I forget what happened, but your cable came out.
Oh,
So he had to
shit.
stop what he was doing, plug it back. It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
so weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
That
awkward.
happened.
Another thing that happens
Bad
is
timing.
like when I'm singing, I get really animated, and so I get up really close on the mic. But a couple times I've like banged my teeth right on the mic, and I'm just like, I know everybody saw that, but I gotta keep going.
Yeah, you gotta act like
I'm just licking my teeth to make sure they're still there.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
what's the favorite venue y'all have played?
Good question.
I don't know.
Obviously, I would say Austin. We played South by Southwest.
Unofficial.
Oh, that was
I'm
pretty
sorry,
cool.
thank you. Yes, it was an unofficial showcase.
Unofficial.
Everyone. But it was just the environment. It was on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Right? 6th Street.
Red Gorilla? Fest?
No.
No, it was at Piano
Key bar.
Key bar. I don't
It
know
was
what
at
the
Key
name
bar.
is.
Key
Well,
bar.
of the
I'm really bad with
actual-
details.
of like the,
It's
of
like
the,
West 7th or West 6th. Sorry.
West
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
the name of the what was the name of the show though? The
Yeah.
showcase.
It was under. I don't know. It was like the Loop. The Loop sponsored
Yeah,
it.
that was
Oh
it.
yeah,
Loop.
the Loop,
The
which
Loop.
is local. It's a
Everyone's try to jump in on that South
Oh,
by. It's
yeah,
just so
man.
much traffic.
I know.
dude.
yeah,
It's
but like
insane.
it was the place was packed, but the stage was right next to the street. On like we were on the outside, so like there were people on the street lined to get in. They couldn't get in because it was packed, but they
Yeah.
could still see us play.
Yeah.
That's kinda
So it was
That's
just
pretty
it was
cool.
nuts.
We definitely had a line going out the door when we played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
played
awesome.
twice that in one. I'm sure a lot of people
Oh,
do that.
One sweaty day.
I'm not used to
Yeah.
that, and it's Texas heat. Yeah, it was
But
it was tiring. It was fun though.
you know, I have to say, like, now that we're on the subject, I definitely prefer playing the unofficial showcase
Yeah.
because, you know, I wouldn't want anybody that likes us to have to like buy one of those
That's true.
passes. Like,
It
That
was
is
free
such-
to get in. Yeah.
it's like it's almost like too much to ask of anybody. I wouldn't ask my mom to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
like honestly, like I prefer
expensive.
playing the unofficial
Yeah.
showcase.
It was good. And we just played a show at Lola's in Fort Worth with Spoonfed Tribe and Pablo and the Hemphill 7.
Yeah.
That was just a really good
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
super cool guys.
yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Lola's is cool too.
Yeah.
Lola's is fun.
Hot spot.
Oh,
What's y'all's creative process like? Who do you bring an idea and everyone?
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, so I'll bring like the bulk of a song in, but it's not fleshed out. It's just like the, you know,
Literally just
the
idea.
primordial soup, the skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah, like
if you will.
he'll come up with an idea. We'll jam that idea literally for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To where almost it's annoying after a while. But it's because we try different
You have
ideas
to.
with it. And
Yeah.
we always record.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yes.
Voice notes.
We
Yeah.
practice every single week. And by the like a week later, it's like, okay, what was that? It's
Yeah.
so bad. So yeah, always record yourself. And yeah, this guy comes up with almost all the ideas. Sometimes he has a drum. He's really good with drums. He has a drum groove in his head that I'll go with. But for the most part, he just lets me free reign with what he comes up with a melody, you know, and then we all just go from there, and it works out really well.
And one of Jeff's strengths, I know we're like kind of sucking each other's dicks right now, but he's
closer,
really
Moses.
good at right? He's really good at arranging ideas and making them into a more structured,
Gotcha.
you know,
It's a
concept.
drummer's strong suit. Yeah.
You know, and that's you know,
Yeah, 'cause I
I'm-
can like visualize the song structure, you know.
and that's really cool. It's very unique for a drummer who not only thinks of the drumming part and making that really good, but also like the entire macrocosm of the song,
Yeah.
which is
Well, I also play piano. Like I picked up. I was like, I'm good at drumming. I thought I was gonna learn any musical instrument, and I started doing music or piano, and it was just. I've done it for like 5 years now, and I'm still nowhere near what I thought I'd be. But I've dabbled in like producing my own music, so I understand all the parts that go into it.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I like this because I don't have to worry about every part. Like producing is kind of exhausting.
and that's kind of
Unless you're really just
too.
good at it and it flows out of you.
Yeah.
Like I have to think about the bass part, you know, all the different melodies that go, and like not have them clash with each other. It's tough,
Gotcha.
but yeah, it just works.
Whole
Yeah.
arrangement.
It's fun.
Yeah,
And
we're-
It is fun.
What's
Yeah,
cool about our
It's
practices
nice.
is we always structure like half a practice. We always work on new music, and then half we always polish the songs we always have. We don't ever worry about covers, so we don't waste any time with that. But we always want to make new music. Like we have the same core, like 10, 12 songs that we've made, but we're always working on new stuff. So people that come see us, you know, often they'll always hear new music.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
nice.
cool. That's what's
Yeah.
driving it. Is
Yeah.
You want to write music, new music. You're always trying to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll get burnt out with coming up with new music, so it's cool to just let's pause that, you know, and then go just polish our songs we already have
Yeah.
made, you know, and get our shows better.
Yeah.
So we're not always just like having to create.
Yeah.
But
You get
It's
on
nice.
there and you're
It's a
like,
good blend.
"Wait,
Yeah.
how do
It's
we
a good
play
balance.
this?"
yeah.
How do we play this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just wrote this.
So what are your goals for this year? You recorded a single
Yeah.
and are planning to release it this month somewhat, but then plans for a full album this year?
I don't think at this point we're even considering doing albums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Nice.
We just always want to stick out in every way.
I just think, unfortunately, the way the world is right now, people don't seem to really care enough about a band or a project to actually listen to a full album. And you know, of course, there are exceptions for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, if you check out like a high schooler's iPod, they might have like a bunch of different musical acts on there. But then you go in and check out what they've got, and it's like 2 songs, like 2 singles or whatever.
Yeah, people usually skip through an album. You know,
Yeah.
they're it's more saturated. There's so much to hear.
I know.
They kind of rush
Very
through
true.
it. So 2 songs, we just make sure they're both good and catchy and nice to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
That's true though, man. This day and age, the way,
Yeah.
I mean, hip hop and
Oh, yeah.
pop and
Dude, hip hop
it's
albums have like
that too.
22 songs and then
They all
crazy.
sound the same, man.
Yeah. Well-
But yeah, it's ridiculous.
and we're also hoping to tour soon. We're focusing on
Yeah.
that. We're getting in contact with festivals local and also national and just trying to get our name out there.
So at the unofficial show, we played with this really cool band.
Unofficial?
Unofficial, yeah. They were called Beach Bums, and they are
They were
so cool.
crazy.
They were like metal, hip hop, surf
Yeah.
rock,
Yeah.
and
wow.
it was
Badass.
so cool.
Like I thought we went after them because like I said we played twice that day.
Yeah, we were.
They
like,
were
"Oh,
right before us on the
no."
nighttime.
Oh,
and they just brought this energy that no other band brought.
I know.
Like, it
was
wasn't even
so
the quality
awesome.
of the music. I'm talking about the energy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and they're like a 5-piece, like loud.
nice.
And then
Yeah.
this small little 3-piece comes on. It was
Oh
just,
no!
But
Dude,
he was great. He was like a little, skinny little monkey. He was like long
Oh,
hair,
Standing on top
surgical
of the
mask, and he
PAs
he was
like,
climbing up on
yelling.
top of the PA and like
shit.
going
He like
going
took
crazy.
a sip of his beer and then poured it all over himself.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
my
It was
God.
cool.
crazy.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we were like super nervous getting up and playing, but you know what? We did awesome.
and we ended up hanging out with them afterward
Yeah.
that night
There you
and
go.
Yeah. So.
networked with them. So hopefully
Yeah.
we're going
Those
to.
are the people you want to hang out with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they're out there in California in
Yeah.
LA, and actually one of the things about LA that we were kind of like, iffy about is a lot of venues are pay to play, which
Okay.
is an absolute crime in my opinion. Why should a band have to? They should be paying. They've got it flip flopped, right?
You're the entertainment, like,
Right?
You're bringing business.
I know.
And they don't even.
I'm
show
honest.
up
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
Yeah,
lie. I've never even
exactly.
heard of
They're not
that.
even there.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
in LA it's pay
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about
There's
these
so many
dudes
bands.
is they own 2 venues.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So they hold their own,
Oh, wow.
like,
And they don't do
shows.
stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
think that is
That's
wonderful.
dope,
you know,
man.
so
That's just becoming more of the culture now with bands.
Let's
It's
do it
like
ourselves.
what did Caleb just
Exactly.
say? It's just take things into your own hands. We had a
It
bad
is.
experience recording with someone previously,
Hmm.
so that contributed to his
It's kind of a
opinion.
blessing. It lights that fire
Yeah.
underneath you
It
to.
really does, man. And just hearing what you just said about having their own venue, man, that's like.
it's a dream,
Goals.
right?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the whole thing about the Fort Worth and Arlington community is like, imagine if you could get a bunch of guys, a bunch of bands in on it, make your own venue. I
That
mean,
would
you'd have
happen.
the best venue in town, no
Yeah.
question.
Musicians, for musicians, by musicians. By
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot in Denton, but there's still
Yeah.
like kind of like Oak Cliff area or Bishop Bart's area,
Yeah.
like just house venues. And
Yes.
That's cool too.
Yes.
That's
Those
like,
are my
yeah.
favorite shows, to be honest. The
Yes.
house
Those
shows.
are the best.
So
Because-
intimate.
They put you in this like weird, non-traditional environment, and it's just weird, And you go in there and you play, and you never know what's gonna happen because it's always different, and it's exciting,
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
It really is.
put someone in a weird spot, and you don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, man, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you
for having us.
Y'all have a really cool, unique sound. I really dug y'all's sound.
Appreciate
Just
it.
little things I heard was why I wanted to bring y'all out here.
Excellent.
So it was
Thank you for
really
having
cool.
us.
Any more plugs? Show June 23rd.
June 23rd.
June 23rd,
Growl in Arlington.
the Growl, yeah.
The Growl.
Look
Growl.
out for that
This
single.
month.
Yeah.
That single with the music.
Yeah, we're so excited about
Oh,
that.
yeah,
That's
Gun
coming
Love.
up.
It'll be on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah.
Zanga.
Follow us on
Zanga.
Zanga, on Facebook, Instagram.
Zing.
Holy shit!
Zanga.
That's crazy. Okay.
We always say that at shows. We're like, how everyone says, follow us on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. We always say follow us on Zanga. No one ever laughs.
Nobody, probably a lot of people don't even remember.
I know,
It's like,
yeah,
what's
but yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
MySpace. then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
There's a lot of bands that are on there. I wonder if Zanga's still
No,
up
it's
and
still
running.
up. It's fine.
I think
Is
we're
it?
gonna. I think we're gonna really start our own Zanga page.
I think we ought to. I think that'd be really cool.
We just got to bring Zanga.
And then we can get
Yeah.
sponsored by
Right?
Zanga.
Get sponsored.
Love it. World tour. Sponsored by Zanga. But yeah, seriously, thank you all for having us.
Yes, thank
Awesome.
you again.
Pleasure.
All as well.
That was great.
Plug Retro Lab Records. Follow them.
Retro
Yeah.
Lab.
Retro Lab
Retro Lab,
Records.
RLR
These guys are cool. They have
podcast.
lots of awesome equipment everywhere.
Yep. Come see their equipment. Yeah.
We're done.